Good afternoon, YouTube. Scott here by the Tracks Homestead. If you follow the channel, you know it's been raining a lot for like 3 weeks straight, and so we got a nice sunny day today. It did rain this morning, so things are still kind of wet, and there's still a lot of water sitting around everywhere. But that brings me to the project for this afternoon is maintenance on this lawnmower. I'll show you here. The last time I mowed, it was in between raindrops and it was pouring down rain, and the lawnmower got waxed, and I didn't get a chance to clean it because it was pouring down rain and I had to get other things picked up around the homestead. So we got a lot of grass in here, got a lot of mud, and we need to get this cleaned up because now that it's sunny out, I need to get some cutting done. Try to get a lot of the grass cut this afternoon if it stays sunny. This clay doesn't like to come off very easy. You really got to scrape it. You could just spray it with the hose, but it wouldn't come off. You got to actually scrape it or brush it. So it is a project. You see it got into the clean out port right there. Where you hook the hose up so you can clean out the underneath of the deck. I've had a lot of riding mowers before, and I know they always have an issue with the grass, you know, building up on the deck like this, but this mower seems to have a serious problem with it. They should have put a couple ports for this to be able to be cycled back around. Some garbage from the front. But yeah, you can see it. I think you guys can see it. It's way up under here. Big old piles of grass just lays on the deck. And that seems to happen whether it's dry, wet, muddy. It just likes to collect up in here. And it's really hard to get out. I'll try air hose and a water hose. But I found that you got to get the big parts out with your hands first. And then you can go to an air hose or a water hose, but if you don't get that first initial chunks out, the hose and the air hose won't work. I got one side done. Let's go around to the other side. I forgot my piece of wood. That really does help. Let me grab it.
don't like to cut the grass when it's wet. I was kind of forced to last time, since it's been raining for 3 weeks straight. And of course, if I cut tonight, the grass is still kind of wet because there's water standing. I'll be doing this again.
What, are you coming over here to help? You like the hose? Huh? You want a drink? You're a good boy, Maverick. Let me do this. Good boy, you giving YouTube a kiss? He's a sweet puppy, huh? You are slinging water all over the camera and me. But
It'll be alright.
It's a hot day.
Almost need a pressure washer to get all this up. Here, if you do it right after you cut too, instead of waiting until it's all dry and crusty. I just was rushing last time with the rain. I think I've got most of it. Let's check this side one last time. A little bit on top here. And that's what we got out. Plus what I sprayed out, but that's what we pulled out dry. So one thing I like to do after I spray off the deck is I like to put it in the sun and let it dry real good, and then just put a thin coat of WD-40 or PB Blaster over the deck, because that really helps keep it from rusting out. And you've just gotten it wet, you know, so it really helps to recondition the metal. So I always try to do that after spraying it off. So I'm gonna get this thing out here in the sun and let it dry. And actually, before we do that, let's check the oil on this thing. Gotta grab a towel real quick. Looks like perfect. Still looks clean too, so that's good. Okay, fuel filter looks pretty good. I just changed the air filter last time I changed the oil, so that should be good. Alright. Okay, I'm going to get this thing out in the sun so it can dry, and I'll bring you back when I spray the WD-40 so you can see how I do it, and leave a comment and tell me what you think about that. It seems to be working and keeping my mowers from rusting for quite a while, so I kind of swear by it, but give me your opinion. Alright, thanks. Okay, I got the mower sitting out in the sun now. We'll just let her dry up and give it a little spray with some WD, and be ready to do some cutting tonight. Okay, I've had the mower out in the sun for about 30-45 minutes, and let's take a look at it. It looks pretty dry. Some streaks where I rubbed on it with that stick. There's a little bit of water still up underneath there, but that'll be okay. Oil and water don't mix, so if I spray a little bit of oil on there, the oil will stay separate, right? I'm sure a lot of people are going to comment on that. But anyway, this is how I do it. I just use some regular WD-40. I'll just let it go. I don't worry about getting it on anything. I try not to get too much on the belts, obviously. But as far as this plastic stuff, doesn't really matter. Just conditions it for the sun and the weather. I'll just wipe that in with a clean rag. Conditioning everything. Like I said, I avoid the belts as much as possible. If you get a little bit on the belts, it's not gonna hurt. But I try not to. And for up under there where it's hard to reach, I'll spray some under there, trying to avoid that belt. And then I'll just spread it out with the rag the best I can. When I change the blades on the mower, I go into a little bit more depth. I'll take these covers off where I can reach in there a lot better, and I'll condition it all then. But for just a quick conditioning, since I did get it wet, I like to coat it with some WD. And I mean, you can tell it looks a heck of a lot better. I will go ahead and spray a little on these wheels. Still a little grass wrapped around that one, but I'll get that later. Come around to the other side here and pretty much do the same thing. I'll go ahead and spray this plastic. Condition it, keep it from drying out and cracking in the sun. It's good practice, plus it helps cleaning it. That WD really will take the grime right off of something. It's almost a cleaner. And then I'll get up in here. I mean, I spray, plenty. I'm not stingy with it. But like I said, just avoid the belts. And there you have it. Conditioned and cleaned. Ready for cut.